Welcome to the Conference Connection, your go-to place to get the scoop on what conferences are coming up that you need to know about. Here are your hosts, Paul Faust, president of Ring Boost, and Seth Price, founder of BluShark Digital and managing partner of Price Benowitz.
How you doing, folks? Paul Faust here, Conference Connection. Paul from Ring Boost, along with my co-host, as always, Seth Price from Price Benowitz, and I would say BluShark, but there's lots of things going on there, and we have a very special guest today, Tim McKey from VISTA, but I want Seth to jump in and give a little intro, too, as to where he's at.
Well, look, Tim, the world has changed, and every month it feels like, if you asked me 6 months ago, I thought we were like years away, and apparently we're not. I thought this was just for mass tort players and some guys in Arizona, but the PE world has taken us by storm. We have seen several deals publicly announced with many more under LOI. And of all the people in the world that know about this, Tim has been at the forefront. He helped put together the first big deal out of New Orleans, and has been behind the scenes for a lot of firms' financials. But as those of us who've been through the PE gauntlet know, that dealing with the PE world is not for the faint of heart. So we wanted Tim on to talk about this world, and more importantly, that he's putting an event together for those people out there that want to learn about what is happening and what people need to do if they want to prepare for themselves at some point, or just want to figure out what is the state of the legal industry and private equity. So Tim, talk to us. What is going on?
Gosh, Seth, you're right. And I think you give me a little too much credit for some things, but the private equity has found a new industry, and has, along with a lot of very smart people, constructed a structure where they can enter this space. And I've been lucky enough to be involved at least in one transaction that actually closed. I'm working on several now. The ground has shifted a little bit. It's a new option, or a new structure that provides practitioners exit strategy. It provides them growth strategies that were really heretofore not in the picture. And I think done correctly, this could be really, really good for this industry. And I couch it that way because I think the general public would say that when private equity invested in the medical community, it caused a decrease in the quality of service. And I think that at least the folks that I've been involved with so far in this are very much determined to not let that happen here, and to do this right and provide more people with access to legal help, and to do it in such a way that the quality of service will even rise. But
Tim, everybody wants to know, you're going to put on this shindig in Baltimore. The world is going to come to Charm City. What are they going to learn there? Why should people be getting on a plane to come and see you in Baltimore?
I think both law firms and private equity firms will be coming, and we've had a very good response up into this to this point. What this event is about education. It's really about what practitioners should consider, what private equity firms should consider in their investment. It's also about the technicalities of the structure. We've got my good friend Chad Dudley and their investment partner, Uplift Investors, are going to be there and going to talk about their transaction and their considerations, and peel back the curtain a little bit on actually a transaction that did happen. We're going to have the merger and acquisition attorneys there to talk about the technicalities of getting a deal done. We're going to have an investment banker there to talk about their potential role in this. We're going to have ethics attorneys. Everybody's concerned about ethics. We're going to talk about how to do this right to make sure you don't cross any lines there. Even digging deep enough to some details of how the transactions get done, bringing in quality of earnings specialists, if that's a new term for those out there. It's professionals that help verify financials. It's not an audit, but it's similar to help give the investors comfort. But also, look at just the internal functions of the firms. And again, Vista's been lucky enough to been behind the curtain of over 300 law firms in the last 15 years, basically prepping them for this very moment, which is putting them in a position to be a target. And we're going to talk about what that means and dig into the details and really try to peel back this onion of what can happen, how it can happen, what could be in it for you. And by the way, if this is not something you're interested in, I think you should still be there because your competitors, you're going to have a whole different set of competitors in this marketplace. And knowing what they're thinking and how they're working puts you in a better position. So there's something here for everyone, really. So you should be there.
Yeah, Jim, that's a great point. So I have two comments to make. One is, yes, this is for you if you're in a position to take on a partner or to sell. This is a position. This is something for you if you're interested, maybe down the road, because you're going to learn how your books have to look, what they're looking for, what they're not looking for. And this is for you if you completely hate it. At the end of the day, it's here. We don't have to like it. It's here, and it's for you because you need to know the playing field that you'll be in, or as Mike talks about, the Jumbotron. Like, what's a scoreboard? This is going to be the industry. You are going to play in it. You better understand it. Now, the biggest point that I hear when I talk to firms is, look, all of my friends, or let's say most of my friends, who got into personal injury specifically, did it because they care about fighting for the little guy. They care about the injured party. They care about the family. They care about someone who might have been killed, or they care about this. How do we reconcile that with private equity that says, I care about a return? I understand that case might be worth $1 million, but I put up $5,000 and they're offering 100. That's a good enough return. Take my money off the table. How does the industry get around, or how do people get around that know that we're still going to fight for the most and people still care, and this is not just another investment, and we're okay with the return? How do you answer them?
I reconcile that because the owners of the law firm, Paul, want that very same return as well. And you and I both know that there can be bad actors out there that want to be a churn and burn type firm. What we preach at Vista is how to truly help the little guy. And to do that, you have to maintain a profitable business. Private equity has just seen that some firms, a lot of firms, are very profitable. And through a mechanism, they've been now allowed to invest in those, which does a couple of things. It provides more money for better management of these firms, for potentially hiring better attorneys. And again, some people want to just take this money, put it in their pocket, and run. I don't think that's what the general outlook about this is. It's about using the investment to better service their clients more efficiently and effectively, and having more capital to do it.
All right.
Sir, everybody wants a return. The owner before private equity got here wants a return. So that puts us on the same side of the table.
So without giving away all of the sauce, because we don't want to do it, we want them to come to the event. Where do they register? How do they register? If they've got an extra question about it, if it's for them, who they should bring, is it me? Is it my COO? Is it my CFO? Tell us about how they go about registering this event, where, the when, the who.
The easiest way is to go to the Vista website, which is Vista, VISTACT.com, and it's plastered all over how to register there. Law firm owners should be there, and if the owners have stakeholders that in their firms, the COO, the CFO, maybe even some of their top attorneys, to make the entire team aware of that there's just another option. I can tell you what won't happen at that event is that people trying to convince you this is the way for you. This is all about education. It's about just, this is what's here. My friend Chad Dudley said it's like gravity. The laws of physics. It's not going to change. This is here now, so we have to adapt to it. And we're going to be talking about different options. what could be best for you, whether you want to play in this area or not, and how and the benefits.
So if you're a great firm, you should be there because you're going to want this money so you could continue to grow your great firm and not let the bad actors into this space. And now are we taking any action on whether transactions are going to get done at the event? Are we going to have is this going to be like Shark Tank where we have people making offers right in the room or at the bar?
I can't tell you what may happen in the room or at the bar. It will not be pushed from the stage. It's about education. I do think, one thing that would be good for people to be there is to meet the other players in the game, the attorneys that have done it, the quality of earnings people, the investment bankers, the ethics attorneys, people you may need when and if you decide to go this direction. But again, this is 100% an educational event. Nobody's really selling anything there. It may happen in the room, but that's not what our intent here is. It's education.
Seth?
Well, yeah, no, I think this is great. It's exciting. I've been through this process. A lot of information that would be helpful to have years before. As far as making sure that you're everybody talks about profitability, but when you start talking to private equity guys, it's a very finite / ruthless game of, you talk quality of earnings, but the question is, what are you really making is what they're saying. So, very often you think you're doing this, but starting to have real conversations with yourself and your team about what is true profit.
Exactly. And that's the peel back of the onion that we hope to get to at this event, into those details. Hopefully you lead with action steps to be a competitor. There's action steps to consider. That's what it's about, but nobody's selling. This is education.
So look, everybody knows we've got more events in the space than we've ever had before. But sometimes, an event comes up, like we had one that was strictly about AI, and we know that's a revolution in the space. You can't hide from the fact that private equity money's here. It's here. It's going to do its thing, whether you like it or not. This is the first event that I know of that's going to educate you on it, educate the industry on it, and at least, if you don't like it, at least know what you don't like, and at least prepare the battlefield that's going to be your future. So we thank Tim being able to come on and tell us about it. We hope that you consider going. Everybody knows where to find Tim. Tim can tell you if you have questions. He gave you the website where you can learn about the event. And I think it's important that people in this industry don't just put on conferences to sell things, but there are conferences that just educate on the landscape and then let firms make their own decisions.
That's our whole MO, is to give that education so people can make well-informed decisions. We believe that the more information someone has, the better decisions they make, and that's what this is all about.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Tim, thank you. It's great to see you as always.
See you there.
Thank you for tuning in to the Conference Connection. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you for our next episode.